soft golden glow of chandeliers bathed La Lumiere, one of New York's most exclusive fine dining establishments, in a warm, intimate ambience. The restaurant, frequented by Wall Street tycoons, Hollywood elites, and political heavyweights, was the very definition of luxury. Every detail, from the hand-stitched leather seats to the imported Italian marble floors, whispered opulence. For Samantha Green, a sharp-witted, outspoken waitress in her mid-20s, this was just another shift at a job she barely tolerated. Born and raised in Brooklyn, she had a sharp tongue and an even sharper mind, one that had little patience for the ultra-rich clientele she served every night. Samantha, or Sam as she preferred, wasn't afraid to speak her mind. She made it clear to her coworkers that she despised everything about the billionaire class, people who, in her view, hoarded wealth while ordinary folks struggled to pay rent. She had been working at La Lumiere for almost a year now, and though the paycheck was decent, she found the work soul-sucking. Her tips were good, but they mostly came from people she couldn't stand. Sam often joked to her friend and fellow server, Jake, that she would rather wait tables in a rundown diner where she could at least wear jeans instead of the tight black dress and heels required by the management. Tonight, however, was different. The restaurant was buzzing with an unusual energy. The whispers had already started among the staff. Someone incredibly important was dining in. But no one knew who. The manager, Vincent, a pompous man in his 50s, had been fussing over the table in the private lounge area all evening, ensuring that the special guest's experience would be flawless. Sam couldn't care less. She was tired. It had been a long night of dealing with demanding patrons, and all she wanted was for her shift to end so she could grab a cheap drink at the bar down the street. That's when he walked in. A man in a casual black t-shirt, leather jacket, and dark jeans strolled through the entrance, looking around as if he owned the place, which, unbeknownst to Sam, he did. His messy hair and slightly awkward yet confident posture stood out among the sharply dressed elites. Elon Musk had arrived. Elon Musk wasn't one for grand entrances. He preferred to keep things simple, which is why he had chosen to dine at La Lumiere without a security entourage or any prior announcement. Few people outside his closest circles knew that he actually owned the restaurant, one of many high-end establishments he had quietly acquired over the years. To him, this was just a casual night out, a break from long hours spent at Tesla, SpaceX, and his many other ventures. But to the staff at La Lumiere, he was just another rich customer. And to Samantha Green? Just another billionaire she had no interest in impressing. As Elon walked in, Vincent, the manager, rushed over, practically tripping over himself to greet him. "Mr. Musk. Welcome, welcome. We have your private table ready," Vincent gushed, bowing slightly as if he were addressing royalty. Elon smiled politely. "Appreciate it. But I think I'd rather sit at the bar tonight." Vincent's face turned pale. "Sir, the bar," he stammered, glancing nervously at the sleek, dimly lit bar area where a few patrons and servers were stationed. "Are you sure? We can provide I'm sure," Elon said, his tone light but firm. "I like to keep things casual." Vincent swallowed hard, clearly uncomfortable with the idea of the wealthiest man in the world sitting in the same space as regular customers. But he had no choice. "Of course, Mr. Musk," he said, gesturing toward the bar. "Right this way." As Elon settled onto one of the cushioned bar stools, he looked around with an amused expression. He enjoyed watching how people behaved when they didn't recognize him. A moment later, Samantha approached, holding a notepad in one hand and an unmistakable look of disinterest on her face. "Hey there," she said, her tone flat. "What can I get you?" Elon glanced at the menu briefly before looking up at her. "Old-fashioned," he said. "Extra orange peel." Sam scribbled down the order, then glanced at him again, her lips pressing into a thin line. "I gotta ask," she said, shifting her weight onto one hip. "How'd you get in here dressed like that? Lost a bet?" Elon chuckled. "Nope, just prefer comfort over fashion." Sam smirked. "Must be nice. Most people who walk in here looking like that get stopped at the door." Elon raised an eyebrow. "And you don't think I belong here?" "I dunno," Sam said with a shrug. "Just used to seeing people in tailored suits and designer dresses spending money like it grows on trees. You look more like the guy who works on their cars than the guy who drives them." Elon smiled. "Maybe I'm both." Sam let out a small laugh but shook her head. "Yeah, sure. Anyway, I'll get your drink." She turned and walked away while Elon leaned back, thoroughly entertained. He could tell exactly the type of person Sam was, blunt, opinionated, and not afraid to speak her mind. It reminded him of when he was younger, before he had money, before people treated him differently. Meanwhile, Jake, her fellow server, who had been eavesdropping from a few feet away, nearly choked on his water. The second Sam was out of earshot, he rushed over. Dude, Jake whispered frantically. What the hell was that? What was what? Sam asked, grabbing a glass to pour Elon's drink. Jake stared at her like she had lost her mind. Do you even know who that is? Sam frowned. Some tech bro with too much money? Jake ran a hand down his face. That's Elon Musk. Sam stopped mid-pour. What? Elon freaking Musk, Jake repeated. You just basically insulted the richest guy on the planet. Sam rolled her eyes. Oh, please. Sam rolled her eyes. Oh, please. He's just another billionaire who thinks he's better than everyone else. What, am I supposed to bow down and kiss his sneakers now? Jake looked around nervously, lowering his voice. Sam, this isn't just some rich dude. This guy owns Tesla, SpaceX, and like half of the tech industry. You know, the guy trying to colonize Mars. Sam huffed as she finished making the old-fashioned. Yeah. I know who he is. And? That doesn't mean I have to worship him. She grabbed the drink and made her way back to the bar, still unimpressed. Elon was checking his phone when she placed the drink in front of him with a solid thud. There you go. Old-fashioned extra orange peel, she said flatly. Elon looked up and smiled. Thanks. He took a slow sip, savoring the drink before nodding in approval. Not bad. You know, you've got an interesting way of talking to customers. Sam crossed her arms. And you've got an interesting way of dressing like you wandered in from a road trip. Elon laughed. Fair enough. But let me ask you something, why do you assume I'm the bad guy? Sam arched an eyebrow. Oh, I don't assume. I just have experience. Rich guys come in here all the time flashing their wealth while the rest of us are working double shifts to pay rent. Elon set his drink down, intrigued. So, you don't like billionaires? Nope, Sam said without hesitation. Not when they sit on piles of cash while people are struggling to afford healthcare and groceries. Elon nodded, taking in her words. I get it. The system's flawed. But you do know that not all billionaires are the same, right? Sam scoffed. Yeah? And what makes you different? Elon leaned forward slightly. Well, for one, I reinvest almost everything I make into my companies. I don't have mansions all over the world. I live in a tiny house near my SpaceX site in Texas. Most of my wealth is tied up in projects that create jobs and push innovation forward. Sam stared at him for a moment. Oh wow, so humble. Do you want a cookie? Elon burst out laughing. I like your attitude. Sam wasn't sure if he was mocking her or genuinely entertained, but before she could say anything, Vincent, the manager, suddenly appeared at her side, his face red with panic. Mr. Musk, sir, I sincerely apologize for any rudeness you've experienced, Vincent stammered. He then shot a glare at Sam. Samantha, watch your tone. This is one of our most valued guests. Elon waved a hand dismissively. Relax, Vincent. I'm having fun. Vincent forced a nervous laugh but turned to Sam, whispering through gritted teeth. I swear, if you mess this up, you're done. Sam bit back a retort, rolling her eyes as Vincent scurried away. Elon watched the interaction, then turned back to her. So, what's your dream? Sam frowned. My what? Your dream, Elon repeated. What would you rather be doing instead of waiting tables? Sam hesitated. Why do you care? Elon shrugged. Because most people don't work in luxury restaurants just for fun. Sam exhaled. I don't know. I wanted to be a journalist once. Expose corruption, uncover real stories, stuff that actually matters. Elon nodded. That's a good goal. She let out a dry chuckle. Yeah, well, dreams don't pay the bills. Elon swirled his drink, thinking for a moment. Maybe they do if you're willing to take a risk. Sam narrowed her eyes. What's that supposed to mean? Elon smirked. You'll see. And with that, he took another sip of his drink, leaving Sam with a growing sense of curiosity. Sam had dealt with all kinds of customers before, arrogant hedge fund managers, self-absorbed actors, and trust fund brats who treated the staff like personal servants. But Elon Musk? He was different. He wasn't acting superior, wasn't barking orders, and strangely enough, he seemed genuinely interested in what she had to say. Still, she wasn't about to let her guard down. Billionaires didn't just casually chat with waitresses unless they wanted something. So, she said, folding her arms, what exactly do you mean by taking a risk? Elon leaned forward slightly. I mean that most people never take the leap to chase what they really want. They get stuck in jobs they hate, surrounded by people who tell them they can't do better. He motioned around the restaurant. But what if you could? Sam smirked. What, are you about to offer me a ticket to space? Elon chuckled. No, but I might have something just as exciting. Before Sam could press him further, Vincent returned, practically sweating bullets. Mr. Musk, sir, I deeply apologize for any inconvenience, Vincent said, bowing his head like a medieval servant. Please allow me to personally assign you one of our best servers for the rest of the evening. Elon frowned. You mean someone who'll just nod and smile and pretend to laugh at my jokes? Vincent stammered. I only meant to ensure that you receive the best experience possible. Elon's expression remained neutral, but there was a certain sharpness in his gaze. The best experience would be not firing employees just because they're honest. Vincent's eyes widened in horror. Sir, I would never. Elon held up a hand. Good, because I like this waitress. He nodded toward Sam. She's got guts. Sam blinked. She wasn't sure if she should feel flattered or terrified. Vincent forced another nervous laugh. Of course, sir. Anything you wish. The moment he walked away, Sam exhaled. Thanks for that. But you didn't have to do that. Elon shrugged. Just doing what's fair. Sam eyed him carefully. And what exactly do you want in return? Elon finished his drink and placed it on the counter. How about this? Come meet me here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Sam scoffed. For what? Another lecture on how billionaires are just misunderstood geniuses. Elon smirked. No. For an opportunity. She frowned. What kind of opportunity? Come find out. And with that, Elon stood up, left a $1,000 tip on the counter, and walked out. Sam stared after him, her mind racing. What the hell had just happened? The next morning, Sam found herself standing outside La Lumiere. Her arms crossed as she debated whether she was making a huge mistake. She had barely slept the night before, her mind replaying her conversation with Elon Musk over and over again. It had to be some kind of trick. Maybe he just wanted to humiliate her for mouthing off. Maybe he was messing with her for fun. But then again, what if he wasn't? With a deep breath, she pushed open the doors and stepped inside. The restaurant, normally bustling with chatter and clinking glasses, was eerily quiet. No customers, no staff, just Elon Musk, sitting at a table near the window with a laptop open in front of him. He looked up and grinned. You actually showed up. Sam shrugged, keeping her voice casual. Figured I had nothing to lose. Elon gestured for her to sit. She hesitated but eventually slid into the chair across from him. So, she said, eyeing him, are you going to tell me why I'm here? Or do I have to solve some kind of billionaire riddle first? Elon chuckled. No riddles, just a straightforward offer. He closed his laptop and leaned forward. I read some of your old articles. Sam stiffened. What? I looked you up, Elon said. Saw some of the pieces you wrote for that independent news blog a few years ago. The one about corporate corruption? It was good. Really good. Sam blinked. That blog had been her passion project before reality smacked her in the face and forced her to take whatever job paid the bills. Okay. And, she said cautiously. Elon's eyes sparkled with something unreadable. And I think you're wasted here. You've got the fire of a real journalist. One who isn't afraid to speak her mind. Sam narrowed her eyes. So what, you want to hire me as your personal PR person? Because if that's the case, I'm gonna stop you right there. Elon smirked. No, I don't need PR. I need someone who tells the truth. Sam frowned. What are you saying? I'm saying I want to fund you, Elon said simply. Start your own independent media outlet. No corporate strings, no billionaire overlords telling you what you can or can't write. Just real investigative journalism. Sam stared at him, waiting for the punchline. You're joking. I don't joke about things like this, Elon said. You don't trust billionaires, and I get that. But you want to change the system? Expose corruption? Then do it. And I'll give you the resources to make it happen. Sam's heart pounded in her chest. She wanted to call him out, to tell him it was some kind of elaborate game. But deep down, she knew that wasn't the case. This was real. So, Elon said, leaning back in his chair, are you in? Sam took a deep breath. The same billionaire she had insulted last night was now offering her a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And for the first time in a long time, she actually believed she could make a difference. With a slow, determined nod, she extended her hand. I'm in. Elon grinned and shook it. Welcome to your new life.